When I first created an application, it starts you off on the production side, and I didn't really see the small little sandbox up here, right? So when I was first starting off and I was trying to do everything, not also was it difficult because I didn't stupidly see the sandbox part in particular. It was also difficult because you need to have an actual custom domain in order to actually get anything done, even on the sandbox version. And you need a terms of service, a privacy policy. You need like everything, the whole 9 yards with it. It's kind of annoying. But I would say it's less annoying than LinkedIn because you don't need to be like a whole business entity in order to actually like at least get this done. So it's an up and down, but at least it's cool for yourself. So it's a half and half because if I release this application, no one else really can use TikTok until I get approved, right? And that's what's kind of lame. Like, I could use it for myself and that's cool. And so it's difficult because I could do it like Twitter, where I could make the option where I make a custom login that kind of deals with that, and it's on your onus to get it set up. But I feel like if I assume that I am going to get approved, then this shouldn't be an issue. The only reason I'm even talking about it right now is because, as you can see here, like you have to upload a demo video that shows the complete end and flow of the integration with TikTok. Before, I just made a video of the concept, but it didn't actually work because I wasn't able to actually get this part working just simply due to the fact that I needed a custom domain with everything, right? Like, so it was a lot more difficult to even just test. The point is that I'm going to show it so that I can, like, I guess, redo the video just in case, and then show them a better video of how it works now that I actually have it working. Let's try to run this social media scheduler using TikTok. We'll add an account. We'll go for TikTok. What? No, it's just Chrome. Boom. I'm already authenticated from before because I had logged in from before. So now I'm logged into my scheduler app. If I go to accounts here, you can see that TikTok is added with the test app. And if we go to like test app, we can see my private account. And this is from a post I did before. Let's recreate that same thing. I wonder if I can delete this. So we're gonna hit delete. Go ahead, sure, yes. Okay, cool. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and import in a video. This is like a 2 or 3 second video. This is actually just for another issue, not for TikTok at all. It's if we're using like Instagram or something like that, they don't support 3GP, but TikTok does. Who knew? We'll actually create a default schedule of right now. So I'm gonna unselect that. I won't have a thumbnail right now, and we're gonna set it to private. Because when you are in test mode, you need to have everything set to private in order for it to work. If you try to do anything else, it won't work. I'm gonna say this is a test video on TikTok. And we're gonna go for before the current time. It's like 3, yeah, we'll do that. So therefore it'll just fire immediately. We'll go like that. And now it should bring it up. There we go. And it looks like it is successfully working. We are checking here. And it looks like it is successfully worked. Yeah, looks like it successfully worked really quickly, actually. Very impressive. Now that we know it worked, if we go back and we check, now we could see it's posted. And if I refresh this screen, we could see that everything is posted. And that's essentially how this would work. The code is open source. You can see it on GitHub, and that's about it for this video. I was just doing that for the TikTok import that I have to do. Therefore, when we're done with everything, we can update this. I can give this to them. Other than that, I think that's about it for TikTok. So TikTok is essentially the same as the others like LinkedIn and YouTube. It reminds me a lot of LinkedIn when it comes to the authorization flow, kind of the same. There's some small differences, but pretty much the same when it comes to these two. It also reminds me of LinkedIn when it comes down to how you would post. You would be able to initialize your video, then you upload, and then you check the status and make sure that the status is good, and you send the status back. You would essentially do that for a lot of them too. It's just this one reminded me of LinkedIn. But it also reminds me of YouTube a bit when it comes down to the privacy levels, because that's actually important. We have private, public, and unlisted for these privacy levels here. But for TikTok, they have public to everyone, mutual, followers, friends, and self only. And so essentially what I did is, instead of making like a privacy level for TikTok or YouTube, I essentially made unlisted set to mutual, followers, and friends. So if we go over to the API handler here and we check out the code here, we can see that we have like this little section that basically is a lookup table that just maps the names from the YouTube side over to the TikTok version side. And so like private is self only, unlisted is mutual, followers, and friends, which isn't really the same, but kind of can be referenced kind of as the same. And then you would have it as public, right? And now that we're in the API handler, I could just show you how that would work here. I made a case for if TikTok, just like I made for the others, where it's if YouTube, if Instagram, if Threads for the social media provider content. And if that's the case, it grabs the credentials from the database. Once it grabs those credentials, it'll actually then try to update those credentials immediately first, so that therefore it could have a new refresh token, new access token, all that other good stuff. It tries to save it to the database, then it moves on to the attempt of actually trying to post the content, just like all the others. If it is video or image, we then grab the information from content data. This would then give us our full path, like file name, extension, everything that we need to then be able to post the information to TikTok. Once it's successful, we move on. If it fails, we then log that, move on to the next, right? Like, so it's the same as the others, just we have to actually add in a lookup table to kind of match the privacy information for now. And this leaves us with the final file that was really updated here, which is the DB service, which had to be added with new information for the content table for TikTok, you know, sub ID, access token, refresh token, things like that. Because of the fact that TikTok actually uses their access token and separates kind of the information from that in the refresh token, I actually needed to have those columns separate. When we're actually doing the sign up section here, we do the normal same flow that we do for the others, where we bring up the web page for the TikTok login so that you can log in with your own credentials. This is all essentially the same information as before, but then we have to insert in that information, which we had to make a new function for. And of course, just like the others, we have a difference between inserting in the information or updating, because when we first sign in, we insert, rather than when we create content, we're updating those credentials. So we have a difference between the insert side and the update side. Then lastly, we have a function to be able to fetch the TikTok credentials, which we use in the API handler. So that's about all it took to integrate TikTok with the current social media scheduler. The next thing we're gonna do is integrate Bluesky, but that is about it for this video. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below, as I love to interact with everyone. And other than that, I hope that the rest of your day goes well. Peace, everyone.